Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 1 of season 2 of the Burning Bush podcast. My name's Spencer.
I'm Sean.
I'm Zach.
And we have a pretty special episode today for two reasons. One, it's our second guest ever. Say hello to one of our classmates, Nick Dinius.
Hey, I'm Nick.
Hey, he's in our friend group. And it's another pretty special reason is this is going to be our first episode where we try out not having a specific topic, so we allow the conversation to flow a bit more organically. So how y'all been? Doing good?
Yeah, today was like amazing. Dude,
We had a half day
careful.
today at school.
Yeah.
I like half days a lot, especially because now, like, you have so much more to do with your day. Also, in college, like, they get out of school at like noon.
They have 2 classes per day.
Yeah, so they're able
It's
to
not always
just
at
like
noon,
do
but yeah.
whatever they want for like the rest of their day, which makes you like a lot more independent. You actually get more work done, which I think is actually a really, really, really beneficial thing. And that's why.
It also gives you more responsibility, though.
A ton of a lot of people in college not get like work done though.
Exactly. That's why it gives you more
You can go down.
responsibility.
There's 2 paths that you can go down.
It like kind of it either like
Yeah,
it'll define as you as a worker as like not a worker,
Right.
And if you're responsible with your work.
That's why I think a lot of people are really afraid because
Yeah.
you, for the
Yeah.
first time, have to be your own parent, and you have to be like, no, this is right, this is wrong. I mean, like, you guys know, I really, really just want to go to college, and that's partly just because partly because like it's just like a lot more freedom, but also because I feel and I have felt like I'm ready to take on that responsibility.
Yeah.
And once you reach that step where you start parenting yourself, you just kind of want all the other good stuff that comes with it.
I mean, now we're like all starting to look at colleges. Like I went to go like Northeastern came during lunch, and I like made sure I went to go see them because I have a cousin who went there, and he like started
boy.
a fraternity there too.
Yeah.
So
What fraternity?
I don't know the name. I wish I did. But I mean, it's just weird that we're all like starting to just like be concerned about college, and it just like hits like that. It's just
Yeah, I
Wow.
need to get on that.
Well, I've been I've been like infatuated with the idea of freedom for a long
Yeah.
time. I don't know if that's specifically me. I see it in a lot of people.
Well, none of y'all three have your licenses.
I have mine.
Zach got
Oh,
his.
well, yeah, but you
I don't
don't
have a car,
Yeah.
yeah.
When are you getting one? Or are you getting one?
I don't know.
You don't
I have
know?
a bike.
Right.
Bikes are dude.
you bike a lot, too,
There
so
is
it's equal,
such a difference.
I know.
Especially,
Well,
and I can totally tell that now because, like, I had my car for a long time, and I drove it everywhere, and then, like, for this, like, 3-week period, I had to, like, not have it. So I know the feeling of, like, coming back to that, like, okay, I need to find a person who can drive me. When before, it was, like, if I'm, like, sitting home alone, and I'm, like, oh, I forgot, I need, like, hair gel. It's not a thing where you, like, go and ask someone to get you. It's just like you have like free time, go to Walgreens, it's like right down the street. It just makes everything more convenient.
Like biking and driving, I'd say, are equal in like not significance in like worth. Whereas
You mean
when you're much
relative
more
to your
limited.
age?
You're much more
no,
limited
just like in
on a
general.
bike.
No.
Yeah.
But the thing is,
Yeah, nobody
distance-
bikes, like,
look.
a bunch
While
of miles.
driving, you're more enclosed in the car. It's like a room.
Yeah.
You can kind of like vibe and you'll relax in the car, but on the bike, you're more aware of your surroundings.
Yeah.
You're more like
It's a workout.
You're like it's a workout.
Oh my
You're looking at nature. You're taking in everything around you, whereas in the car you're not.
Because the car is not like a car isn't really
It's a
anything
safe space.
other
It can
than
be
a
a safe
transportation from point A to point B.
Yeah.
Yes,
Well-
biking itself is more fun depending on who you are. I love.
It's not like a mindless task. You kind of have to like be paying attention while you're biking.
I don't consider.
Whereas you're still
driving
paying
a
attention
mindless
while
task.
driving, of
The driver's
course.
definitely not nice.
But more goes into biking than driving.
Yeah.
Effort wise.
I just really like the state of mind my mind goes into when I start driving because it's just sort of that awareness, but also so you're still thinking
Yeah, a lot of
about what you have to do,
Yeah.
but like a lot of it's just like you sitting alone and like thinking about stuff, and you can either really really like that or really really not, but like regardless, that's what it is.
You know, there's some of that aspect. There's some of it, like when you're biking, but definitely not as much. I mean, I don't have a car. I haven't driven
Right.
alone, but I bike all the time, and I'm not in, like, serious thought.
And yeah, when you go to college, you can also look at biking or driving. Where if you go to a college in a city, you'd probably prefer biking. It's much nicer to bike around.
At
there.
Mizzou, they have a
Yeah.
lot of birds. So do you know what those are?
Or,
Oh, the
the
scooters.
scooters.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so they're they're
Hold on.
I'm like, what do you mean? What type of bird are we talking
Yeah,
about?
the UCLA campus is like.
they have
UT's full of birds.
right. Have you ever
We're
ridden
talking
one?
about the same.
I've
birds,
never
though.
ridden one. It's
So,
like, it's
so
like a motorized
basically,
scooter.
it's a electric scooter, and you get an app on your phone,
Oh, I've heard of that.
and
stuff.
you just like press your phone onto like this little pad on the scooter, and it unlocks, and you're able to like ride it from anywhere on campus to anywhere else on campus, and then just
just
like
leave it.
turn it off.
Yeah.
And so it's like a communal transportation system.
And then further, they will pay you to drive around at night and pick them up in your car and drop them off at it.
So going,
$25 an hour.
what they'll also do,
I'm not kidding.
That's crazy.
they have
Unless I got that.
people have started to do this thing where they buy like golf carts, but like extra big golf carts that seat like 5 or 6 people,
Like at the
and they'll
zoo
just
and
Uber people around
Campus.
campus,
Yeah.
like completely out in the open. But it's not Uber. I don't know what it is.
It's like cash. Like, here's $5.
I've been really, really, really interested in seeing like what an actual like society would look like seriously with no cars, where everything is public transportation. Like that,
I mean,
I
that's.
think that's possible.
well,
that's.
that was what
We're almost there with like the big cities.
With like
with
Especially
Elon
Europe.
Musk, that the tunneling. That's not
Well,
what
like
I'm
tunneling-
talking
tunneling's
about.
not public.
with big cities
Right.
in the U.S. and a good amount of Europe has that already.
Right.
Like,
Well, I rode the Megabus, which was like the first time I really like.
from here. To
Okay, yeah,
yeah.
there's a lot of buses in Europe and bikes.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But then when you have a regular bicycle,
There's less
why
cars.
not?
There's
if you're
less cars
if
in
you're not
general.
gonna buy a car, you're gonna use a bike. Why not just get a motorbike?
like an electric bike.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it makes it easier, but then
You're not
you
talking
still-
about a motorcycle.
No, I'm talking about a motorcycle.
A lot
Oh,
of
you
people
are.
use
Like the
scooters,
scoot
too.
Vespas,
A lot
all
of-
that.
Oh,
yes,
okay, yeah.
A lot of people, more people use that in.
What's
Europe.
crazy is Walt Disney, like his big, you know what Epcot is?
The center, yeah.
Right. No, it was supposed to be like an actual experimental prototype community of tomorrow, EPCOT. It was Walt Disney's like lifelong dream to build an actual major metropolitan area in Florida. Like that was like literally like the city of the future. There was going to be no public transportation. It was going to have
No public.
well, you were able to drive cars only underground. This idea was like in the 40s.
Weird.
So it still like hasn't happened, but it was going to before he died. There was going to be busing, and you know what the monorail is?
Yeah.
That was invented by Walt Disney, I think, to like as part of Epcot, and also like what he called people movers, which is like this little like cart thing that rolls around on a designated path. Crazy. You can like look up these like videos of like models and stuff. He had a not full scale, but like completely detailed miniature like city. It was I'm just in love with that idea because it's still like the city of tomorrow.
We're like slowly starting to have self-driving cars more and
Oh,
like,
that's
slowly,
crazy.
very slowly.
They already
progressing.
have all of it. They're giving. They have all of that, bro. They have
I don't
everything.
Okay, a Tesla
They
can
just,
do.
like, are they
okay.
just not-
No, they're just
the
not
ones that are
telling
allowed
us.
to
They're
are-
just not telling us. It's
Neuros-
ridiculous that they
It's
don't.
just
have
Neuros
that.
that are going around, but Teslas can drive themselves too. It's just-
Neuros
they're not-
aren't
I think-
getting.
There's like you're
for-
trying to
for-
parallel park and then the car will scan and it'll do it for you. They have that.
Yeah, they
but
have that.
Yeah.
They have
No,
that.
but I think they
the
don't have.
technology is there. We just
I think they don't have the all like the cars.
Unreleased.
I think they're not super common because
Neuros
one, I
are-
think it's still like a legal gray area kind of.
That's
Yeah,
why
a
little
Teslas
bit.
can't do it. That's
I'm
why
sure
Teslas-
they
And
gotta
I
do
think
some
they're not even like
legislation.
super confident with the software. They might not be super confident
Because
with the
once
AI
you
yet.
once you release that software and like it doesn't work one time, you're in a huge lawsuit.
Exactly.
So you have to be really, really, really confident in the software before you let it do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When it does get
Scary.
legalized though, or legal, I don't know, when it does get more
Publicized.
popular,
When we're all good.
it's going to get easier
Yeah.
because more and more people are going to be using those softwares. And what people don't realize is like if in a hypothetical scenario where all cars are self-driving cars, like traffic wouldn't exist at
Right.
all.
Well, do you
oh
want
yeah,
that?
it's like swarm.
Because
mechanics or something.
you can
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
like link up and be like when each car is going, so like you don't have
can
to
all
stop
start
at
at the
traffic
same
lights.
time
Yeah,
and, like,
That's just
accelerate.
one more
and see-
step to them having full control over us.
that's
The
true.
elitist.
That is true.
Yeah.
It's-
That exact
I mean,
like reminds me.
It sounds perfect. Like
No, that reminds me
ultimate
of like
convenience. But I mean,
that reminds me of like that thing in WALL-E on like that ship where like
Oh,
all the
yeah,
fat
yeah.
people are on those chairs. It's like it's all programmed to like not have traffic and whatever, but like they're fat people.
WALL-E
on
is a
chairs.
great
It's a
movie.
yeah, it's yeah.
Because
That's kind of what it's
so
gonna be
good.
like.
because the whole point of
be,
the
yeah, in a
movie
way.
is like don't do
It's
that.
warning
Like that's the
us.
message of the
Yeah.
movie. So it's like
Elon
one of
Musk
my
said that
favorite
stuff.
Pixar movies. That and Ratatouille.
Why Ratatouille?
Ratatouille is like
dude,
the most
Ratatouille is
Ratatouille's
great.
so good.
Ratatouille's good, but,
Ratatouille's
like-
great.
Ratatouille is like the most underrated Pixar movie.
There's,
I think it's
there's,
really
there's,
good.
there's so
One.
many good Pixar movies though.
Yeah, but I think a lot of them are kind of overrated.
Why do you say that?
That's a hot take though. I don't know. I just
Like,
like.
what- give example. Yeah, Zach.
I don't like
No,
the
it-
I don't
I'm
like the
thinking-
first Toy Story as much as the others.
That's
Toy Story was
Toy Story
such
2.
an important movie.
Mhm.
It was the first
I haven't-
full length.
I haven't watched the
Like
new
3D
one.
animated.
Dude, you know,
I'm-
Could you
Is it
imagine?
worth to
Could you
watch?
imagine a movie
No?
coming out
Yeah.
now with like a software in like that completely redefined like what the movie actually was? Like it's not live action. It's not 2D like animation. It would be something that like you've never heard of as like a full length movie. It'd be crazy. Like
Man, what else is there?
Okay,
to do?
I can't say
Like
I
a
wouldn't
movie
agree with you that
called-
Toy
We don't
Story,
know.
Yeah.
Toy Story 1 through 3 are solid, but the reason we're saying they're not good is because we're also older. And
No,
when
dude,
we were
2 and 3 are
younger,
great. I love 2 and 3.
No, 2 and 3 are amazing, like still, but
Shit, like,
as
come on.
like
3
a
was
younger
better.
as a younger child, you'll definitely love
4 is
all
good.
3 equally.
I think
It's
Ratatouille's good because it's not afraid to be adult when it needs to. I think
Yeah.
Toy Story 2
They're
and
on
3
adult
are very
themes.
much like
Obviously.
kids movies
Yeah.
and kids movies.
yeah. What do kids?
throughout.
What do kids
Nah,
know
dude,
about
the end of
how
3 is
Michelin
so
star
sad.
restaurants work behind the?
Right. So
Yeah,
It
Yeah,
brings them
yeah.
into. It
Do
brings
you-
them like into kind of an adult
That's-
world
yeah,
without
it's
being too
too
adult.
do you
with
guys
keeping that kid
remember
aspect,
the
which-
very end of the movie, the monologue by the critic? He writes his
Yeah.
review and he
Yes.
goes like, after he goes in this huge, like very adult, like
Yeah.
monologue
After the
with
memory, yeah.
with like great vocabulary and mature points, and it really surprised me to hear that because it's a Pixar movie. People have shoved
Was
like
already.
animation into a box as in either meaning to be funny or for children.
Yeah.
And I think that's where like this sounds weird, but that's where anime like
you were gonna say
really,
that.
really
But I like
is
anime.
underrated because it's actual animated content with serious tones for adults. And it's like I really, really admire that. I don't like it a lot personally, but I wish that sort of same
Yeah.
type of content existed in America.
Yeah.
I like started watching the new Big Mouth season, but I feel like they're
Oh,
just
I
trying
know.
a little too hard to bring out issues within society.
Oh really?
What are they
just
doing?
like
Is
the
it political?
liberals-
I
It's-
the liberals
definitely
got it.
agree.
Okay, there's like every episode has something with sexuality in it so far.
It's-
but like multiple.
Well, they were
things
hinting
bring
at
up-
it
Like
last
political-
season.
More-
Of course they
when
were.
He had the
But
female-
now it's just centered around it. It's not even. It's just
more
it's
and more this season.
It's not even about the two like kids
you-
growing up. Now.
you
It's
hear
really just
like
about that.
like it's
That's not
okay to be gay and
Yeah.
like you can totally and I'm
I
I
can
know
get
that-
behind.
I
But
can-
their audience is not like 10-year-olds being
I know
introduced to what is gay. Is
Yeah.
yeah, we all know that, bro. Like
I can get behind what like everything they're saying, but I think they're just
right
like doing it
the
too much.
points aren't what I'm contesting. It's like what they're deciding to do with their show.
Yeah.
Because they want it to be some sort of like sexual education show.
Yeah,
And
that's
I
what they're
don't
making it
think
now.
it needs to be that.
Yeah, I mean that's really what they're making at this point.
Have you guys seen
Plus, they got weed wrong.
Have you guys seen Love, Death, Robots or Love,
oh,
Sex,
you know, I
Robots?
saw that on Netflix and I watched like 10 seconds of it.
I watched like 5 or 6 episodes. It kind of relates to my point about anime because it is animation and it is serious and it is like for adults,
Yeah,
but it's also like there's no story because every episode is a completely new story. But it's also a completely different animation style because they have
Oh,
different
really?
animators do it. Yeah. So it's not one
Okay, maybe
continuous
I'll
story.
revisit.
It's really cool.
I
It's
was
just
kind of close.
it's just a compilation of animated short stories. Some of them are like really, really, really hyper realistic, and some of them are super cartoony. and some of them are funny. It's a really good show.
On Netflix?
Yeah.
That's on
And there's
Okay.
like, what's weird is like, there's some nudity in it, and in the realistic ones, it looks like just completely normal, and that scares me a lot.
Wait, what do you mean normal?
Yeah, what do you
like
mean?
it's normal.
Like
that
it
they would be
looks like
naked in that
real
situation?
naked people.
What's wrong with that?
I mean, because
better.
I don't like that. That's weird.
Okay, I
What?
guess.
I don't really understand what you're trying to say.
Oh, doesn't matter. The show is really, really good though.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
We were talking about Kanye.
Oh yeah.
I kind of wanted to. I want to bring this up.
We were talking about Kanye before the
So,
podcast started.
Who was it? You, Spencer, that had the question with the song, like best song.
Oh yeah.
Best song.
Yeah.
If
it's
you
just
could pick
like-
your one singular favorite Kanye song.
That's just
I have
not an
another
easy
question
question.
after this.
This is
Well,
not an
mine
easy question.
mine depends.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
changes.
always. It's
It's
just
the
like
pro a lot of broken
but-
at tune out. But just keep going.
What? Keep talking.
Wait, me?
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
even know
Well,
what
mine
song it's
definitely changes. It'll be. I remember in spring last year it was Ghost Town
Okay.
that was on repeat.
Yes.
And right now it's We Major off Late Registration.
I haven't heard that.
Underrated.
It's great. It's absolutely great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've been
I'm
meaning to
excited
listen
to
to Late Registration.
You like Ghost Town too, don't you?
I like Ghost Town, but not just because of the song, because of the memories that come with it. Because it was at it was at a stay away camp. It was at CLDC. So
Oh, okay, got it. You
It
went
just
to a
brings me-
different
it
one
just,
than
like-
both of us.
there's so much to it. Ye and Kitsy Ghost released during that time period where I was gone.
Right.
And first of all, Kitsy Ghost isn't just one song you can pick out of it. It's like a whole album together mostly.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Whereas
cohesive.
you can pick out more songs to it because each song varies.
Yeah, definitely.
Ghost Town itself, like if you play Ghost Town, as I said earlier, I have to sing to it. A.
Mm.
B, I can listen to it while happy or sad. C, it
Been
brings
there.
me to a happy place in general. So it's just like, I just love the song.
See, I like Ghost Town Part 2, Free.
Okay, you got me into Free. Free just like, wow.
It's just so like
But I don't even see it as a part 2 to the song. It's just like,
it kind of isn't. It's
Free
similar.
fell
Like
off.
it has similar themes, but like what?
For me, Free fell off.
Free-
It used to
but
be
for
my
both-
world, but now
It's still my- it's
like
my-
I'll
it's
listen
not
to
my
it. I'm just
world.
like,
I mean, it's not like in rotation.
but
but like
both Ghost
I
Town
still love
and
that song.
Free. I see why it's part 2 because both of the songs are supposed to like having you let go. Of
And
just,
yeah, they have similar like
everything.
themes.
Yeah, because the end of Ghost Town kind of leads into Free.
Kind of.
Does it?
She like yells out Free.
Oh well, the same like word.
Yeah,
no,
exactly.
but
Yeah.
no,
And
like
but
the
even
same idea. The
title
same
is
idea.
too. Yeah.
Right, of course.
Let me think. I don't know.
It like
Is it like
trails
that
off.
transition from the College Dropout where it goes like with me, and then like the next song?
In order for me to really
No, but
call
this
a
is
Kanye
it's not
song-
a fluent like when I say transition, I don't
Okay.
mean like it'll flow
from song to song.
but the idea is kind of that.
Gotcha.
Got it.
Also, Devil in a New Dress.
Mm.
I mean, it's
That's
just such like
yours.
a perfect
Yeah, T-Love.
rap song.
T-Love's still my
Gold
favorite
Digger's
album,
good.
sorry.
Runaway's good. Waves is good.
Waves is good.
Waves makes me happy.
Ultralight
As much
Beam.
as I
Ultralight Beam is so
hate Chris Brown.
good. So good.
Yeah.
Chris-
Just Ultralight,
he's okay on that.
Just Ultralight
He-
Beam makes me want
it's good.
like Jesus is King to release already because it's just gonna be like I
Kinda-
think
yeah,
it's gonna be a good.
It's pretty
It's
different.
gonna
I
be
listened to,
like
the leaks.
It's gonna be like the Life of Pablo, I think, but like a little different, and I'm totally okay.
Okay,
with that.
here's another question.
Yeah.
You are a music artist, right?
Uh-huh.
If you could pick one existing album,
Wait, are you talking to me?
It's Nick.
just like as a hypothetical
We're not
scenario,
artists.
as a
we can
hypothetical.
talk
It's
about that
hypothetical. It's
also
hypothetical.
I'm a music
afterwards.
artist.
You're a music
Yeah.
artist. If you could pick one album that exists right now and like claim it as your own and having you go down in history as making the album, what would you
Yeah.
take credit for?
And
album or work?
Ooh, are you talking about like Beethoven?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, that would be cool. I would really, really like to be the guy who made
drop
Beethoven's like
Beethoven's
Ninth
Ninth
Symphony.
in
That's exactly
2019.
what I was thinking.
Right, because you love that.
I love it, dude.
I know.
It's so good. Oh,
You're going to the symphony later tonight, aren't you?
I am going.
We
Yeah.
gotta listen to the ninth today.
Huh?
We have to listen to the ninth today.
Listen to the ninth day.
To the ninth today.
Oh yeah, sure, definitely.
It's really amazing. I listened.
Okay, but
It is good. It's really
Okay,
good.
okay.
I think it was September 21st.
Do you know the date?
I went home and yeah, I know
Wow.
the date. You know the date. I went home, I listened to it, and I was just.
Yeah.
Okay,
but for this case, in this case, let's keep it to album because it's just gonna like.
Okay, yeah.
I would.
It'll be easier. To
maybe Awaken
It's
My
still hard.
Love.
Good one.
That's yeah. That one's
Really?
good. I actually love that.
A lot of these are like
I would consider. I would
a whole
consider
artist.
because the internet. I would consider.
Yeah.
It, but I don't think it would still.
Abbey
be.
Road. That'd be cool.
Yes. Like half of
Dark
a lot of
Side.
people-
The problem is.
I'm just
Yeah.
thinking of famous albums.
Yeah, exactly.
But,
I want like
But like,
Wall.
can you think of albums that really influenced?
like this
like,
is this answer coming out of like one's
808s.
favorite album or just like that's
Just-
that's really what it is.
maybe, I don't know, whatever you want.
I mean, I'm going with Blonde.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know
yeah.
about you.
Oh yeah, Blonde got ranked.
Album of the decade.
I know.
Album
I listened. I'm not.
That's fair.
I don't
fair.
stay within this decade when I listen to music. I go far back.
I think everyone
Even
does.
the
that.
Yeah.
We talked about
But-
this earlier because technology. The first
I do
episode.
I do a fair amount.
I do
Yeah.
a good balance.
I go a lot back, and it just I've listened to a lot of famous albums. I may not be like I'm not definitely not a music expert, but that one really stands out.
Yeah, I bet.
I wish old people would listen to it.
What?
Blonde?
Yeah, with like an
Blonde.
open
Yeah.
mind. People who think, but like you know, old people stuff.
Yeah.
Old people
Old
who
boomer.
are
Old people.
they are they're not really open minded when it
So the
comes to
younger
new
generation
music.
of music, yeah,
this one
true.
really. Anyone can agree with this.
I think
this-
I don't
Shawnee
think
knows.
anyone's really
What's up?
open-minded to new music once you're old. Because everyone, like when rock and roll, like that whole thing where like the parents hated it and thought it was devil's music, or like everyone just doesn't like it. Do you
wish
think
people
like
were more
when
open-minded.
you're 20 and you hear like the new like fad, you don't think you're gonna be like that's so dumb?
I mean, it depends on what it is. Though.
That's how we are with like fads now with our.
TikTok.
Yeah, that was about
Like
to say.
I
Yeah.
don't. I've
God,
never.
well,
I
that's
hate
that's
TikTok.
legitimately bad.
Yeah.
It's
Whoa.
Well, we don't. Well, that's from our
Mind
perspective.
control, mind
Because
control.
like people who
Mind
are
control.
like our sisters' age, who are like in middle school, they love it.
Yeah, what do we all of our sisters?
They love it 'cause
probably
it's
have
mind
TikTok.
control.
I'm the only
Well,
child.
that's what like.
they start it now. They start getting them addicted to these things when they're young and they're
Yeah,
lesser
yeah.
I
IQ.
totally think
Lesser
like.
IQ.
No, I don't know about.
I've been starting to
That's
see
your
it both
influence.
ways. My
Except not a
opinion
smartphone.
on the technology like subject has kind of changed.
Technology episode 1.
Right. I
Yeah.
think it is like harmful to people that they're getting addicted to technology. But if you can avoid it, like what everyone having a smartphone is doing to our society is like crazy. It's like turning it all like on a 180 scale.
There was like
I have two. I've
there was like a weird. There was actually a part of Big Mouth. I can't remember which episode it was, but I watched it
The
yesterday.
dude gets addicted to his phone.
Yeah, I can't remember. Oh, I'm so bad at remembering characters' names.
I know it. Oh, Nick.
Yeah. He gets addicted to his phone, and his friend.
Gets
I
addicted.
literally cannot remember names. I'm so bad, but
Andrew.
yes. Andrew, like, get off your phone, like, because Andrew completely abandoned social media and all
good
technology,
Good.
right? And then Nick got it, like, literally the opposite. and
Have you
got
guys heard
addicted
about the
to
thing
his
about Instagram, like taking out likes, so
Okay,
you
wait,
can't see
wait.
your likes?
I saw that.
Hold on,
I think
hold on.
that's good. I
phone.
like
Yeah,
it.
that was like a nice topic that they had on Big Mouth where they talked about that
That
technology part. And like we should embrace it, but then again also like limit it. We already talked about that. Yeah. They have that in. They have the like thing in. I mean, our friend David lives in Canada, and they don't have that in Canada.
The worst
Don't have what?
thing.
Likes. You can't see
phones-
likes.
Oh yeah, they did that.
Remember?
They're like testing it in Canada first.
And
for some
you're
reason.
and like Europe maybe.
It's like some
I'm
random.
not sure, but I know
I'm
Canada.
so
really-
happy that they're doing
I
that.
really,
I really
like
want
that.
them to do that.
Because it makes me
takes
think,
a complete You're when you see how
You don't
many
have
likes.
to define yourself by likes.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
see how many likes somebody has. That whether you want it to be or not, like subconsciously, you're judging them.
I mean,
based on
you
that.
deleted Instagram.
It makes
People
me
are
do
always
a lot
like,
more
"Oh, go like my posts."
you're not back.
and stuff, you know
What? What?
But I
Poor fools.
I quit Instagram for like. 2
Oh yeah, no, I
months.
saw you like my old stuff, but like
It was
you
great.
you deleted it for a long time, like a decent time.
It was a while, and then I came back, and I was worried I was going
I'm
to
gonna
be
delete it
addicted.
right
But I'm
now.
actually not. I'm actually not
See,
addicted.
I went to go delete it, but I realized I have to keep it not because I need to use it, but because I need to have that connection, not with people, but certain organizations.
Yeah, I understand.
Oh,
It's more of like a connect. It's more of a connection thing, not me looking at my like feed.
Well,
I just realized
I also
that-
need it because I'm Moz gear.
Exactly.
I
That's
realized
why
that
I need it
anyway.
for.
I
need
don't
it for
care
membership.
about 95%
need to
of
install it
everything
just for
on
your job.
Instagram. Like, I don't care about it.
No,
It
yeah,
doesn't. It does
I-
not interest me.
I haven't
Even
been on
people
my.
that like,
I haven't
they will
been on my
do
phone
things
as
that don't
much
interest
recently.
me.
I haven't not been. Most of the time that my phone is being used is for music, and that's really it.
Yeah,
What
it's
I-
me and communication.
what I
But
think-
once some,
Music.
Like smartphones have done that's the worst out of everything is like if you are alone in a room with someone else 20 years ago the only thing you could do
Just talk.
was start a conversation
Yeah,
with
you
them.
have to.
I know. It's
Now it's so normal for
Just sit next to each other
someone
on
to
your phone.
just like when you're like feel like the conversation's kind of dying down, just
your
like
phone.
pull out your phone.
and it's like
Go
a
through your
subconscious
feed.
thing.
I know.
Too.
And I hate. I use it, but I don't consider myself a hypocrite. But I absolutely hate Snapchat.
Yeah.
Like I just
Yeah.
hate it. I'm using it's.
I've been.
I
Really
have no
close-
choice because if I don't use it, then I don't get to communicate with my
Exactly.
friends.
I mean,
But
it's kind
it's
of-
just everything's completely artificial.
I've been on the
There's
verge
just-
of.
yeah.
I've been on the verge of deleting it so many times, but it's just gonna cut. So
I wish
many,
there was like
Yeah,
some
like
big
simple
alternative. I wish there was a
communications
better
out with people
alternative.
that people.
But it's just so big now.
Yeah,
It's also convenient. That's the problem.
it's yeah, it's
Because
convenient.
texting is just like it's still convenient, but it's just like not the same.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Do you remember that one period of time when like Snapchat like wasn't working for anyone for like 5 hours?
No,
You
No.
don't?
I
It was
probably wasn't
like
on my
over
phone.
5 hours out of like the 4 or 5 years that we've been.
It was like
But
like
so
over
many-
spring break.
Oh, I might remember
sophomore
because
year.
because people would definitely just start complaining about it.
Every
on their
single-
stories.
yeah.
They went to
Like,
Instagram and
ironic.
started complaining about it. I'm just
And
like,
like so many people.
I was
were-
probably working, so I wasn't on my phone. But
yeah. It was
We live in a society.
crazy.
yeah, we do. We sure do.
Well, I've learned two things about phones.
Yes.
One of them, an accomplished martial arts fighter, half accomplished stand-up comedian,
Okay.
TV show host Joe Rogan. His theory is that phones aren't made to be addictive. It's just like really great technology and really convenient. Really, it opens you up to a lot of things, so we naturally become addicted to it.
Yeah.
Another guy, conspiracy theorist, Alex
Alex
Jones.
Jones.
Our guy Alex Jones. He, according to his high-level sources, he says that we're getting like the crappiest technology. They're just giving us this crap. It's all mind control. It's all giving out frequencies that control our mind.
Also, I think. Well, the thing you said it's like not supposed to be addictive, but certain things are. Like,
I feel
meant
like
to be addictive.
okay. I feel like
maybe not the phones.
The
themselves
phone
originally.
itself,
Yeah.
I don't think is supposed to be addictive. But
Yeah.
the people who use the phone and make stuff for other people,
The software,
that stuff.
the apps.
When
addictive.
Steve
The app
Jobs
developers
released
make it addictive.
iPhone 1,
he had the full intention of
he
just innovating.
didn't want to like control
Yeah,
society.
definitely not.
He had the idea of
just advancing it.
of like this crazy new device that would improve everything.
Yeah.
And I truly believe that that was his idea. But now that the opportunity for app developers is out there to seriously like say, hey, we can create software that can instantly be accessible by anyone from their phone that can addict them, and I'm not sure that can make them addicted
Addict them.
and have them be on it 24/7. That opportunity is going to be taken by some people, and it has been by Instagram, by Snapchat,
elitist.
and
Elitist.
Facebook
Dopamine.
is super
Yeah.
smart because now they own everything, so they really have all the power.
Well, God knows what Zuckerberg does.
Oh my god, dude, he's gonna be
Not
the
even
most.
human.
He's gonna be the richest man on earth, like within our lifetime. I think.
Possibly.
Maybe.
Oh
Bezos.
well, Bezos.
Bezos
Dude,
went to
Amazon.
elementary school.
So Amazon's taking it too far with their Alexas. Their prediction the
We have
software
an
they
Echo
to
right here. Alexa, turn on purple scene.
Purple lights be like.
I don't like that.
Do
That's
they
cool,
listen?
though.
Yeah, but there's
Well,
like
you don't
people-
know if that thing's always listening.
Listening,
They'll
yeah.
tell you it's not listening.
But okay,
nobody
but,
knows.
But
Unless
if
they're
they are listening, like what are they going to use the information for?
you don't know.
Yeah.
I don't want them
Privacy.
with that.
I don't
I
want
just
them.
don't
I
want
don't
them.
even really wanna
What's
know.
the worst case scenario? Worst thing.
I can't even think about it. It's so bad.
Because you can't
Bam.
actually think of
You can't
it.
think about it.
We just
Because-
don't know, man. It's gonna be some like weird future.
We don't want to know. Oh, well, talk to Alex Jones. He'll tell you. But
Like, what are they gonna like document some embarrassing thing you did? That's not like
it's
bad.
give me a minute.
We don't like want them to like know everything about us.
Yeah, exactly. That's true.
Yeah, I
Just like
guess.
simple privacy. You just want to like have some things to yourself.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, does that actually mean that they have control over
No,
us?
they don't have control over us.
Of
I
course
just-
they
Not
don't.
yet.
But it's still
Not
breaking.
yet.
It's still breaking our privacy.
Yes.
Yeah, we have like, isn't it like one of our like, rights?
That-
or
It's
something?
one of our basic rights.
But
yeah.
but
basic
but
human rights.
Yeah.
that doesn't matter because you agreed when you bought the
Yeah, of
product
course.
that
That
it
is
would be
true.
always listening. So that's
Yeah,
not a
exactly.
violation of human
Of course
rights. It's a trade-off.
But it's still like
The people who
It's
buy
wrong.
essentially what consumers are doing is when they buy it, they think the benefits that I get from this Echo outweigh what I'm giving up in terms of privacy.
Speaking of the Echo, can you change the color scheme?
Alexa,
Something lighter.
turn studio lights white.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I only like this when it's bright out
Yeah.
or when it's dark out
Yeah,
because
yeah.
then you just really get like the
The
cool vibe.
I don't like.
Vibe check.
I don't really like light bulbs.
The smart lights are just light bulbs.
Oh no, these are. I mean, the color changing aspect is great, but like I hate always having to have a light bulb on.
Oh,
You mean like
I'll
as
take
like
opposed
the
to daylight?
artificial light. Yeah,
I'll take
daylight.
natural. I'll take natural light over.
I feel like
artificial light
anybody
anytime.
will.
Anytime.
It sucks because I have this big window, but it's facing like south or something, so I don't get any direct sunlight.
Oh, really?
Can't have bonsai plants. Can't have plant. It's just
plants.
bad.
Just plants.
Yeah,
Right.
I want a bonsai.
You want a bonsai?
Yeah, like my room is a window, but
Bonsais
it's
are
like
insane.
it's like to the fence
Yeah,
in like the next house.
mine has a decent view.
The
like, the
difference.
sun is never
this is going to be a very hard idea for me to explain, but the difference between inside and outside became much more prominent when like air conditioning became a thing. Hear me
Yeah.
out, because that's a complicated thing that I'm probably not describing well. Like in the 1700s, inside was like outside, but like you had like logs and a roof around you. It wasn't like it didn't feel different. Does that
it
make
was
any
still.
sense?
It was
They
still
had-
no light was still different. You get more light outside than inside. The air
There's a
conditioning
lot of
just
that.
brought.
I'm sure there's a.
The air
ton of
conditioning
different
just
aspects.
not.
it's
Air
not
conditioning
like
added to it.
This
it made it much
atmosphere that we are in
stronger
with
the
a
difference.
controlled temperature and rigid walls around us is very new. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Relatively
that-
new, yeah.
Except for maybe like caves. I don't know. But like
Well,
still.
I mean, I've been in log cabins where they had it designed so that there's like you can get like a breeze flowing through, and it kind of makes everything a little bit cooler. But
if you're blindfolded
Fresh air.
and like the temperature is the same and there's no breeze, you can still tell a difference between when you're inside and when you're outside.
just by sound.
There's just like a sense.
That's by sounds.
You can tell. And that makes me think that being inside is a very unnatural thing for humans to do evolutionarily.
yeah, I mean,
Maybe.
I'm all about like not doing unnatural things. But I mean, what are you gonna do, man?
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
Like you're gonna
go
be
build a log
outside
cabin.
all
You
the
can't.
time.
You
I
can't.
know.
I mean, I really like how Carnegie and I'm sure a lot of other schools do it. They have their lockers kind of in like an outdoor hallway.
Really?
So it's not inside.
Really?
Yeah. So the hallway with the lockers is not controlled by AC, and then they have like that big outdoor courtyard where everyone sits to eat lunch. I hate how we sit inside.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
why do we sit
Our
outside?
courtyard- we
I mean, we
should.
can't sit outside because there's like nowhere to go. But like,
Our
Is there
courtyard.
nowhere to go?
We have
I mean,
the courtyard, but A, it's not.
I'm
nice.
sure there's
So, and, like,
somewhere.
B, it's not nice.
The-
C, it's
the-
not nice.
yeah, people, it's gross.
It's
People
just
there are
disgusting.
gross. But I mean,
Hey,
I'm sure
I'd
there's
rather,
everyone
of course
is
I'd rather-
beautiful.
There's got to be like a picnic table that no one uses.
Maybe.
We can probably find a spot somewhere.
build one ourselves.
It's so much better.
We'll build a spot.
I feel like
I agree.
being that like fluorescent lights.
I mean, there's like the field.
Where do you go? You're gone like all of lunch, every lunch.
I'm at teachers.
Yeah, same.
I'm at.
I just
Dude,
can't.
IB,
I can't
bro.
imagine
IB.
like every single day where when it's like your lunch period, you just like have something to do. That would suck for me.
I'm always
need
trying to talk
lunch
to
for,
teachers.
like-
but,
I know. I love lunch.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, like
you
I
can
had
use
test
that,
corrections
but you
today.
can also look at it as
Yesterday I had-
a period of time where you can choose to take that time as productively as possible, or you
Yeah.
can just eat. And But the
Yeah,
problem
it's
is,
a personal
the problem
friends.
is, and hang out with
Yeah,
your
hang
friends.
out with
Yes,
friends,
that's the
definitely.
only problem. If I miss lunch, I don't get to like hang out with y'all and like the other people.
Yeah, like
Yeah, I agree.
it,
That-
like,
you
feels,
know,
you
last
feel
year-
And
bad.
no, there's also the problem that when I go to see a teacher, like do something and like help my like schoolwork wise,
Yeah.
I won't be able to eat my lunch. I'm
Uh-huh.
like not. I don't have time
Yeah, I
to eat.
hate that.
That's
I'm
why
hungry,
I
get
eat my
hungry.
lunch
That's
in
why
second,
college
third period,
is going to be
but-
way, way, way better
Self-control.
because all the stuff that
I mean, it
you
doesn't
have
matter
to
as
do
long
that
as-
you're really good at
Actually,
doing, like
it's
running
easy.
errands and stuff, is going to be way easier when you don't have an hour to do it until 4 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
How unnatural is it that we get out of school at 4 o'clock?
I don't
This
know.
day is completely over by
It's a
then.
full time job.
It sucks.
School's a job.
It
just have to not have a-
Well, your job's gonna be like
You're
that,
getting
so-
you're getting trained for a job from like a young age, just
Yeah.
from going to school.
That's
And then college is like
sucks.
that middle period where you're
I hate
not
that.
in school all the time.
Gotta find the
Yeah,
right
like
job.
that, I was just thinking about that. I'm barely at home. Like I'm at home mainly for either sleeping,
Yeah.
eating,
Homework.
homework,
Mhm.
or sometimes just relaxing by myself.
Imagine if every day were like an early dismissal day. You get out at 1:30.
That'd be amazing.
When
Yeah.
when we get out at 1:30, we immediately recorded a podcast
Yeah.
because at the end of the day, really a lot of people when they're given the free time to do that will start actually doing something productive with their time.
Yeah, dude. I'm going home. I'm grinding out some A-push notes, and then I'm going to dinner and symphony.
You're just so super busy.
Yeah.
It sucks.
I mean, I'm trying to see if.
Well,
I
no. I mean, like
What?
I'm gonna be productive when I get home because, like, I've been productive.
but what is like productive? You're gonna like do
I'm just-
homework?
Just like, yeah.
I mean, my plan when I go home
Do
is
you
probably
do you
to like.
think when you
yeah.
get to college, you're still gonna have that mindset?
With
Even when
college,
you're not
I
restricted,
feel like
we're not
I'm gonna.
restricted as much.
Well, I feel like
Exactly.
I'm gonna be more focused on studying because I don't think you get as much like busy homework.
You don't
It's
get
not.
as much busy work.
It's a lot of
It's
studying.
a lot
so-
more of do you know the material and a lot less of are you doing enough work?
and you need to teach
Yeah,
yourself.
so
the material
I'm gonna
as
have
well.
to. My plan as of now is to still do work every day.
Right.
Just replace like me doing an A-push worksheet with
Yeah.
me reading a textbook or with me like
Mhm.
doing some practice problems.
God, I hate textbooks.
Yeah.
Dude, they're about to be. You're about to pay like 200%
I know.
increase.
Okay, it sucks how you
Terrible.
have to pay for your textbooks. And IB makes you pay for each exam you take for IB. And that stuff's like 100 plus per exam.
Really?
No, it's not 100 plus.
I've heard it's 100. I
Maybe
mean,
some
how
of
much
them
was the SL?
They
I didn't take.
offer
You can't test when you're
Exactly.
so
But I've heard
I
it's like
didn't
a lot of
a lot of the big advertisements for
So much
IB is
money.
like it can save you like tens of thousands of dollars. Realistically,
It
Not necessarily
it could-
save it. I mean,
what
schools place an emphasis on it because it is literally the hardest curriculum that you can be in.
Yeah.
So they'll give if the school has like a merit-based scholarship program,
They also look at the
you'll
school.
definitely
though.
be considered.
They also look at the
realistically,
school, 'cause some schools don't
like
enforce
based
this
on the
stuff.
schools that both of you two, IB,
yeah.
we talked about this just for the people who are listening. IB is like an international bachelorate.
International
Baccalaureate, yeah.
program.
Right.
yeah.
It's a program through school where you take specific classes.
And because it's international, it's like all over the world. So same program.
Right. Okay.
And we use like different units.
They're similar. They're in terms of level of difficulty. The classes themselves are like AP classes, and a lot of them are actually similar because I'm in IB.
Physics.
I'm in Barbie. Yeah, the
IB
people-
physics is. I've already heard IB physics.
IB physics.
Okay,
is
well,
worse.
compared to IB physics is
for
worse.
I have two examples. IB geography is basically
IB
the
geography.
same as AP Human Geo. So at the end of the year, I'm gonna take like a standardized IB geography
That was
test, and I'm
resemble
also
AP.
going to take the AP Geo test. So
Got
there's
it.
some differences, and then IB has a lot of extra things on the side.
With IB physics to AP physics, it's different. You can't. It's harder to take the AP physics.
Okay,
from
well,
IB physics
that's like
because
one.
the materials is different.
Okay.
Like this is the
Real-
material I'm
and
learning
teaching
is
style,
taught
definitely
around the
teaching
world
style,
through
too.
this
You
course.
think so? You
Yeah,
think Miss Chopra is
Chopra
different
teaches
in
IB.
IB?
I know it-
I know
I know
she
for a
teaches
fact.
different stuff, but is the teaching style different?
I know for a
I
fact.
mean,
it's
maybe
probably
maybe
different.
like her personality doesn't change, but Goji changes. Like
Right.
the way they'll teach one physics concept.
I've
in
heard
AP is different
like
than the way they
like
teach
the
same
vertical
concept in IB.
force is called F of Y in AP physics, but it's like FA in IB physics or something like that.
It's a lot of small
Well, that
differences.
can't be right.
Vertical. Wait, which
Well,
way?
it
Up or
just-
down?
I up or down?
Vertical.
You said vertical. It's either gravity,
FY.
tension.
The
or-
summation of FY is vertical.
Oh,
you
you
can
said
do applied force
yeah, yeah,
upwards.
yeah. No, we still call it FY.
You stupid poon. Anyway, realistically, how much
love physics.
money will IB
But we use different.
save you?
We use different.
I mean,
Realistically,
it really depends. If you
Schools
do
will
well
look-
on your
if you
IB, if you do well on your IB exams,
They'll-
and you get the
that'll
IB.
credit IB exam, like good IB exam scores will already credit you college courses depending on which school you're getting accepted
If
to.
you
And they'll also look at the fact that you're in IB and that you definitely challenge yourself by being in IB.
yeah, and then
They'll
you have to get the diploma
choose-
too.
Yeah, of course.
And then
That's like
and then
so
it depends because
stressful.
IB, I'm not really sure, but IB kind of works on a credit system. So there's like a max amount of points you can earn, and like each class will get you a certain amount of points.
Dude,
So
I-
it depends.
it's
It
too-
just it works up towards like
It's
you
just-
get college
it's too
credit.
complicated.
College offers scholarships because IB's rigorous course, and if you're taking it, that means you're a rigorous person, and it prepares you for college because we have a lot of like research papers to do,
right?
a ton of essays.
Ooh, research papers.
Uh,
Speaking of research
There's a
papers,
service project we have to
I'd
do.
probably rather die than be an IB.
Right.
You know, yeah,
it's a lot of work.
I've
but
heard you
said
do
the
a
right-
research
IB
project
is
like
hell.
for a whole semester. Like that's like all
Yeah.
you do.
But
no, not all
And
you
it's
do.
great.
It's on the
there's
side.
there's
but
some good sides to IB.
But
alright.
that seems
there's
like
a whole
that's so much fun.
Okay,
it is fun.
Favorite-
Except I'm kind of screwed because I have a rough draft. due Monday
favorite
after
part
started.
of TOK. If you have a good teacher for this class, TOK.
Please
is
describe to me
so-
in depth what
TOK is literally a philosophy
TOK
class.
is-
Yeah, it's
It's
a
just
philosophy.
structured to an international like.
It's theory of knowledge.
Theory,
Theory
of
of
knowledge.
knowledge. It's
for the
literally- that's what
listeners
it's called.
is a class that only IB people take, and the way that it's described from my perspective is it teaches the IB kids how you learn and the different ways that you can learn material better.
No.
Yeah, it's well, that's some aspect of it.
It's like part of it, but a lot
if you
of
want
it.
to put it broadly, there's
Okay.
a lot of classes like
Please have one of you guys talk at the same
All right,
time.
if you
Like,
want to,
Does your teacher? Does your
Sean,
teacher?
Sean, you keep interrupting, dude.
All right,
Yeah.
if you want to, all
Fine.
right, let me just say this real quick. A broad term for it is it's a philosophy class. There's a bunch of
Yeah.
them in college. It teaches you all about the different type, like logic, different ways that you can go about like thinking things, questioning, all that
Okay.
kind of stuff.
got
Okay,
it.
wait. Is your teacher? Does your teacher teach well?
Yeah, he teaches.
Okay, mine's like our librarian, so he teaches really well.
Mine
He's
is
so-
mine is.
Okay,
Yeah.
there's like different ways of knowing in the structure of TOK, and there's different areas of knowing too, and each of the ways and areas just like interact differently with each other.
What's the difference between a way of learning and an area of learning?
Well, all right. My
No,
teacher
no,
made a
no.
flow chart for us.
we did,
Basically,
like,
how it
presentations.
works.
you showed me the flow chart.
Yeah, so there's certain, they call them ways of knowing how you come to learn and process
And a
knowledge.
couple examples of those.
Emotion, intuition, reason, memory,
Okay.
sense perception, stuff like that. Yeah.
Language.
That-
and stuff.
I may be getting it. I don't really remember perfectly, but from you learn things, you develop like knowledge questions. They call it. It's just kind of like
Yeah,
a.
there's like three
It's like a
defining
broad.
questions.
It's a broad question. that-
Open to discussion.
Yeah, open it. I mean,
There's like three defining features, but this is not a TOK quiz, so we don't have to.
and then
like, come on.
and then that knowledge, that specific knowledge question will fall into certain they call areas of knowing. So just categories like human sciences, religion, ethics,
Yeah.
and
What?
And those
Okay,
are
there's
I
like,
don't know.
there's like, it's just
It's
like
so-
the class is just so weird. Like, okay,
You learn it for the
like,
quiz.
Let me tell you. Every person in my class either presented a way of knowing by themselves or with a partner. I did it by myself. Mine was emotion.
Okay.
Emotion is like the most. It's just hard to describe because it's so like, like, I don't even know a word to describe.
I
it
understand
with.
what you're talking
It's
about.
too like.
It's more emotional.
Yeah, and it's
not as logical.
It's not as logical. It's not as factual, and it's not very consistent. But the one thing I found with that, like emotion, to be 100% pure fact is when you have an outside stimuli, your immediate reaction to that stimuli will be true, and it'll be 100% factual.
Mhm.
And just then you, with that emotion, with my way of knowing, I got to see how effective it was with the areas of knowing. So like, obviously, I put math at the bottom because emotion and math, no correlation. You can't, but like
I love math.
feel. Yeah, you can love math, hate math, whatever, but when you're doing a math problem, you can't derive it. You can't get an answer from your emotions. It's
Yes.
like a
That's
fact.
true.
It's just like it's
I
already.
think
it's
that
predetermined,
math
but-
and hold on. I think
Go ahead,
math and music are very, very similarly linked. Not because like music theory has mathematical principles in it exactly, because it really doesn't. But it's very hard for me to describe. But like when I am like improvising on the piano or working on the symphony, the same like parts of my brain are like working as the ones that I do when I'm like taking a math test. Maybe
Yeah,
you can
I
relate
see.
to this, but when you're thinking, it's sort of like that same like conceptual, abstract yet logical part of your brain that's really trying to connect the dots between different things. That's prevalent very heavily in both music and math, and that's why people think they're related. And it's crazy. I love it.
So like as I was saying, this part isn't like very important, but I just put ethics at the top of my area of knowing ranking for emotion. But there's a really strong driving point with my presentation with emotion that was individual emotion and group emotion, and that individual emotion is always, it's going to be true because you feel this way and you can't change it even if you try to display it differently.
Okay.
You're still going to feel it just like no matter what. Whereas group emotion, I used a book we read last year.
The Oxbow incident.
Oxbow incident, yes.
Knew it.
Very good example. The main plot of the book is like there's some like burglars and they go chase them, and the group emotion is hatred, anger, and they just went to go hang them.
Mob mentality.
Mob mentality. The group emotion is really just like a mob mentality, and the group emotion can display something that isn't true within the individuals.
Oh, of course.
And the individuals can feel the same way, but the group emotion can be totally different even if all the individuals feel the same way. Like, easy example, a group of awkward middle schoolers in a group setting, they can all like try and display that they're feeling comfortable and happy, whereas they're definitely just like very uncomfortable, awkward.
Have you
all
ever
that
seen a
stuff.
group of like 6 guys around one girl and they're all trying to impress that one
Yes.
girl because they feel comfortable in
Yeah.
a group of 6 guys?
Exactly. But the Oxbow incident was a good example for that, because the group, like the base group emotion of that hanging party was the hanging party and that they're angry, but like half or a good amount of that group didn't want to actually do it. And the driving point of that group is the leader, and that someone brought this up while I was presenting it, and that the leader defines that group's emotion and the individuals don't whatsoever, just by having a different emotion. But that's just like
It's kind of hard to grasp, but I understand what
it's
you're
just
talking
like
about.
emotion is just like weird, man. But yeah,
Yeah, that kind of
but yeah, that's
plays
like
into-
that basically is like TOK. It's a philosophy class.
Are you still on the diagram that you're talking about, or like do you move on and stuff?
Well,
with
the
different things?
diagram.
Every TOK class teacher is like, we're running the class.
Yeah, it's
differently.
all
weird.
different. It's all
Like right
it's all
now,
open to
right now I'm
interpretation.
like
Really?
Yeah, so
That's super cool.
it's great because it's actually like college, or they're not following like a set curriculum. Well, I mean the idea is, hold on. My teacher said
I
that
think
there are multiple theory of knowledge
Yeah, yeah.
textbooks because people have different like interpretations of how this
Yes.
stuff works. And
Common Core has killed education.
Yeah, you cannot copy
Yep.
at all in TOK. TOK is a class that literally just comes from one, like you. You
That's
define how
amazing.
you can't, and like it's my best grade. I have a 99.
I would love
love this
that.
class. It's my favorite.
I didn't
class.
turn in my TOK
Right now, as of now, no, but like, so right now in my class is different than Nick's, despite taking the exact same
Right.
like class. A college will see me take the same class. This grade, they like, the class is so different. I'm going in like deeper with this area of knowing, which is history, whereas Nick is doing something totally else, and as he's trying to submit his TOK essay. So
Okay. I
TOK.
think that we've been going for almost an hour.
Jeez.
So I'm gonna cut us off because this is the longest episode we've had. I think it was a good idea to keep this
Yeah.
open-ended. I like this.
If you've listened this far, we appreciate you with all our hearts.
Awesome.
We love
Great.
We love you guys.
We'll
and
see
we're
you-
back. We're
Thanks for
back.
having me on.
Season
We
2,
are back,
episode
baby.
2 will come soon. Thank you to Nick for being our second guest.
Thanks for
Good
having
luck
me.
on
Definitely will be more to come.
It's
All right.
fine. Teachers chill.
Peace.
See y'all.
Bye.